Oh, wow, no.
You are now tuned in to Go Time Dolphins with Charlie Touche and Kadeem Simmons, the Miami Dolphins podcast that's for the fans and by the fans.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's show time. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Don't waste no time.
For anyone who was in the waiting room waiting, you would have seen a little mishap from myself, so apologies for that. But all fixed, all sorted. Wasn't that big. Again, shout out to everyone in the comments off rip. Moya TV says, sup, everybody. He adds, I wish I didn't miss your last show. It's always a great day when Tua gets benched for performance reasons. Hannah Montana says, evening, fellas. And yeah, if you're listening, not live on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, if you're over on Twitter right now, jump into the YouTube, say hi, turn on notifications, do all the good stuff. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, so you know when we're going live. On YouTube, subscribe, turn notifications on so you don't miss out. Although people are saying that notifications are on and they are still missing out, so hopefully they get sorted soon. And if you're feeling generous around the festive period, we are over on patreon.com/Go Time Dolphins, where we have a load of extra content right now, including game ball segments, a little like overall NFL chat. We've got it all going on over on Patreon. But Charlie Touche, how are you?
It's Go Time Dolphins. the Miami Dolphins podcast that goes not only across the pond, but across the world. I'm your boy, Charlie Touche. Got my co-host, Kadeem Simmons, with me. It's always for the fans and by the fans. Your favorite podcast. Got the Tua hoodie on again, bro. Like, this Tua hoodie is in there. It's everything. Everything.
See, I got the GTA Go Time Dolphins hoodie.
GTA?
Simply because, yeah, GTA.
GTD?
100%. The Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer got leaked and then came out this week. So I thought I'd, have to throw some GTA collab and stuff like that. Shout out to NFL Mugs and Customs for hooking me up. And obviously, Go Time Dolphins, more merch coming out very, very soon. Shout out to Hooked Up Joe, says top of the world. Charlie, what day is it today?
Hump Day? Yeah, I got it right this time. What's up? What day is it, Kadeem?
I always I never even asked that question to get that response, but I love the fact that it is the response. So, no, today is Wednesday, but I thought you'd be wearing the victory visor.
Why would I be wearing the victory visor today?
Because the Jacksonville Jaguars lost and the Dolphins own the 1 seed. Now, we'll do 1 seed stuff later on, but I thought, same way when it was a bye week and the Dolphins didn't play, but you wore the victory visor because things were going their way. I thought you might do the same, but obviously not.
Nah, that was unprecedented that week. It was a lot of things happened. It was like 7-8 teams lost that week, and I think Buffalo might have been one of them. If I guess about a Buffalo loss, a week that Buffalo lost, I probably hit. So it was a lot of things going on that week. So I'm like, yo, this is a victory for the Dolphins. Almost everyone in front of them was losing. The Chiefs might have lost that week. It was a lot going on. So yeah, definitely needed to pull out the victory visor for that. And this is where we at. Appreciate everybody in the comments, man. IMAX Hooked Up Joe Moya TV. Y'all smash the like, man. That's where we at. But
100%.
yeah, you say you was gonna do the 1 seed later, but where you want to go with this?
Kind of just a bit of news at first, I guess. Mr. Fanatic says, "What's up, fellas? Ready for Monday Night Football?" I am. It's Tuesday morning football for me in the UK, but for everyone else, it's Monday Night Football. Charlie, you ready for it?
Primetime episode for a primetime podcast. We won't have a primetime episode though. We're not gonna go live after the game. I think once upon a time we did. We were going live, or we were recording or doing shows after the primetime game. But it's a lot on our UK fans and Kadeem and staff. You know what I'm saying? So now we're not going live for Monday Night Football, but I don't know how excited I am about it. I expect to take care of business, to get things done. I'm actually not gonna see the game. I'm gonna be tied up. I'm gonna be doing what has to be done to get the bills paid. Work. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna miss the game, and I don't love it. I don't like that I'm gonna miss it. And I wonder if I could just avoid everything and not even find out and just press play when I get back home. So I wonder if I can avoid everything and turn off notifications and turn off chats and not go to my group chat. I wonder if I can make it through the shift. You think I can make it?
I think Parlay J, I think he'll ruin it for you. I think he'll say something in the group chat and you'll be like, you accidentally click on it because you're not thinking about that group chat as the one to think. So he's more likely.
You just set me up, and now I gotta mute that one too. I gotta mute all the group chats now. Yeah. So I think I can make it, and then just make it home, press play when I get in at 4:00 in the morning, and ride it out. I think I might be. I'm gonna try this thing out. Let's see if I can make it. Everybody who listening to the podcast that got my contact, please do not spoil it for me. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to turn off. Yeah, don't spoil it for me. Yeah, I don't want to turn off the phone. I just want to turn off select groups and notifications.
Yeah, definitely. IMAX says, and like Charlie said earlier, hit the like button. Greatly appreciated. Hooked Up Joe says pop quiz. I don't know if that was what day. What day is it today? Or whether he has a pop quiz for us. But if you have a pop quiz for us, let us know. That could be fun.
I think that was for that. And I thought he might have add a hot shot at the end. Pop quiz, hot shot. You know what I'm saying? If anyone could tell me what movie that came from without using Google, pop quiz, hot shot. I'm not giving away nothing because you can use Google and cheat. But if you could tell me without using Google, what movie did that come from? Pop quiz, hot shot. And I thought that's where he was going, but I don't think Hooked Up Joe was going there. But where are we going, Kadeem?
Yeah, it's a bit of news. Ferrari Foster, Ruben Foster, had his workout on Wednesday. He posted on Instagram after that, he essentially didn't get the job, but he'd been working hard, all that kind of stuff. Duke Riley came in for the injured Jerome Baker and had like the highest grade in the Dolphins, the highest like linebacker grade, like 91.1, and he didn't even play the full game. Do you think that played a part in Ruben Foster not being signed to the Dolphins, or do you think it's they don't expect Jerome Baker to be out for too long, so they don't really need Ruben Foster right now?
Shout out to Mr. Finesse. Question was Speed, the movie Speed. Sandra Bullock, Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves is a dude. But yeah, shout out to Mr. Fanatic. Got the answer right. No, I think you want to do your due diligence, and Greer is notorious for that. Listen, like we're gonna check every single box there is to check, whether it's a superstar on the market or whether it's the 67th person on the team, you know what I'm saying, including the practice players. You know what I'm saying? So he's gonna check all the boxes. Whoever's available, he's gonna do his due diligence. And I trust him for it. So even if this was a Mike McDaniel thing, let's bring him in. Our people got eyes on him. So I trust, bruh. If you've seen Hard Knocks, and we're not gonna skip, but McDaniel said it, like, yo, we was 8-3 last year. And how did that turn out for us? You know what I'm saying? We went on a skid. You know what I'm saying? So I trust this organization with a lot of things, and I don't trust them in certain areas still. You know what I'm saying? But I trust them with a lot of things, and talent evaluation is one of the things that I trust. And where they place people is where I trust them with that too. So if you're gonna bring someone in, get a look and see what someone has, cool. Let's bring him in. If he doesn't make it, I'm gonna assume he wasn't good enough or he didn't fit. Maybe he was good enough, but he didn't fit for whatever reason. So I'm all right with it, man. I don't necessarily think it's because of Duke Riley, but I'm all right with it.
So Mr. Fanatic says Riley and AVG was balling. Hooked Up Joe adds, we have depth now when we didn't before one reason. Yeah, we have depth now when we didn't before for one reason. Good coaching. So shout out to the coaches for doing. I'm not gonna say they're doing their job, but they are getting players in the correct, I guess, mentality, physical shape, all that kind of stuff to be productive on a Sunday. The Dolphins also worked out Trevon Coley, Carlos Davis on defensive tackles, and they worked out and signed Justin Ellis. Justin Ellis, formerly of the Carolina Panthers. Oakland Raiders, now Las Vegas Raiders, the Baltimore Ravens, and the Jets. Giants. Most recently, the Giants in 2022. This, in my opinion, came as a bit of a surprise to me. The Dolphins working out and signing a defensive tackle. Did you know about this before I just said it? And what do you make of it?
Nah, I didn't know about it, but it's under the radar, and I'm all right with it. Again, why we're signing people could be for numerous reasons. We have to think about the immediate future, and we have to think about today, tomorrow, and tomorrow. How about that? So we don't know what this signing is for. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what's going on in practice, and we don't know how long they like this person. We don't know if they're setting this person up to be successful for next season. So any under the radar signing like that, cool. Let's see what happens, right? Because once upon a time, me and you like Kurt Merritt, and Kurt Merritt is still in the league today. He changed his position, looked like he was on the juice. That's still my dog. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying he was on the DK Metcalf workout plan for sure. So yeah, man, I'm cool. Talent evaluation. It's in Miami. The Miami Heat were that team, and to see the Dolphins starting to get things right, bro. It's been a long time coming, man. And yeah, I'm cool with just letting them drive the car. You know what I'm saying? Like before, it was Dolphins need to do this, Dolphins need to do this, Dolphins need to do that, and it was everybody saying it, and it was valid. And you know, I'm kind of gonna switch it up. It was valid, but now they're getting a lot of things right. How many times this offseason and last offseason and 2020 offseason and 2019 the past 10 years have you heard Dolphins need to fix the O-line? You know what I'm saying? Like every single offseason, we still say, yo, we need help on the O-line. O-line. Kadeem, do you know how many sacks the Dolphins have given up this season? And we're in, what week are we in? 14?
Week 14.
Do you know how many sacks the Dolphins have given up this season?
22.
Under. Lower.
Um,
Like, give me another one.
18.
Lower.
13.
15. Bro, like I just wanted to, that was bad podcasting, but I just wanted to emphasize, like, yo, it's a real thing. The Dolphins have protection. We have a quarterback who many believe or believed was injury prone. I might not have been one of those people who believe that, but we have a quarterback that had durability issues, for lack of better words or phrasing. And you would assume an organization would kick over every stone. What do they say? Turn over every stone to make sure the O-line was intact. And to have this O-line, which they did not go crazy replacing pieces and moving people out and moving people in. Like, yo, this is still the same O-line that we've been had. You know what I'm saying? And it's just coached up better. Shout out to Louis Riddick from ESPN for shouting out friend of the podcast, Austin Jackson. Another player, I don't know if we're going to be able to pay. You know what I'm saying? And bro, I'm dead serious. I'm like, yo, when we were saying this in the offseason and last season, like, yo, what if Austin Jackson shows up? And then we have to figure out if we're going to pay him or not. That's a great problem to have. You know what I'm saying? So, and here we are. Austin Jackson showed up. We had a quarterback ranking episode where myself and Kai Kid 305, shout out to Kai Kid, said Tua was the second best quarterback in the NFL. And shout out to a friend of the podcast, a podcast affiliate, Aaron the Brain, said he basically said, bro, if Tua is the second best quarterback in the league, that means he's protected and we're going to the Super Bowl. I'm just saying, dog is protected and the trajectory is the Super Bowl in week 14. That's it. Week 14. You know what I'm saying? So I like that we're on track. I like our trajectory. And yeah, man, the O-line is here. You would still like to see more talent acquired on the O-line in this offseason. As many times as Chris Greer and Mike McDaniel came in this offseason and was like, oh, we like what we have. We like what we have in the O-line. And everyone thought they were nuts. How about that for SAT word? You know what I'm saying? Like they thought they were crazy. Like, bro, like y'all must be tripping. You know what I'm saying? And turns out they were not tripping. Eichenberg looking like a second round pick. You know what I'm saying? Austin Jackson playing like a first round pick. Hey, it takes time. Everybody want to hit everybody with the bus tag so quick. And Jadeveon Clowney had all them years, and Derrick Henry almost bust. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, relax with the bus tag so quick. You know what I'm saying?
You mentioned the fact that I don't mention the T in water.
Yeah.
You don't mention the T in bust. You say bust.
I don't know if I ever mentioned T's at all. Like I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know if I'm gonna see like even when I text and I'll be like, all right, like it's AIGH. All right. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be at you. So I don't even know if I meant to tease that off. If I'm being for real.
No worries. Hooked Up Joe says Fangio showed his genius early by knowing AVG was needed for his master plan and going to get him personally. It's insane we allowed him to walk out. It's not insane. We had to pay. Not everyone can get paid. He walked, rightfully so. He returned. Good luck trying to keep him in the building this year. That's all I'm saying. Hooked Up Joe says.
Hold on. Before we go to the next one, because I want to touch on that. Have you seen Hard Knocks yet?
No, it comes out on Thursday for us.
All right. So the thing is, AVG actually left this year, like this previous offseason that just passed. And I thought for sure he was going to get signed somewhere else. And we mentioned this on Patreon. You know what I'm saying? We had, shout out to the extra segment on Patreon, couple extra segments on Patreon. It's okay, Kadeem. It's all right. You know what I'm saying? So we mentioned this on Patreon. Shout out to everyone who rock with us on Patreon. But there's no way. I didn't think AVG was coming back this season. So for him to take a hometown discount 1-year deal and be like, man, I don't want to leave. I want to play here. I don't see no way we could pay this man, bro. Who, like how? How, Sway? You know what I'm saying? Like, how are we going to pay this man? And who's he going to replace? Like, he's going to be on the bench making all that money? Because, Phillips is going to be back. You still got Chubb. Bro, that's a luxury piece to have. And you just hope you could cash out winning the Super Bowl this year and be like, whew, at least we won ours now. Because it's easier to move on from beloved pieces. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I love this person. You've been a Christian Wilkins. You were drafted here. We love you to death. You're the face of the D line. We can't afford you anymore. You got your ring. Thank you. You're a Dolphin forever, but we're gonna send you on your way. You know what I'm saying? Xavier Howard, we drafted you here. You've been a staple on the corner. We love you. You frisked us and you fleeced us for money over and over and over again, even when you weren't performing well, but you got your ring. We're sending you on your way. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people, Savant Ahmed, you were here when we were trash, when we were supposed to go 1-15 and you stuck it out and you're still here. You got your ring. We're going to send you on your way. That's what happens. So you're able to rebuild without the onus of feeling like, man, this person is a human being and we don't want to move on from them because we have a relationship. And that's where AVG falls into the category we fall in now. Like, yo, we took this man from Wisconsin, took a chance on him, don't want him to leave the building, but we can't afford it. So hopefully we beat the bomb, get the ring, and it's good farewells and not bad farewells.
I have some Xavier Howard stuff, but we'll save it for another day. Because talking offensive line. So Hooked Up Joe says our O-line problems were not talent, it was coaching. We still had the same draft picks. They are now balling. And it's sometimes it's also just finding the right combination of players. Having, it's always in my opinion, others have said it as well. You can have the best 5 individuals, but if they don't work as a team, if they don't move as a unit, it's completely pointless. So shout out to all those guys. And it's also coaching because we're getting injuries and guys are coming in off the bench and slotting right in, so it's not so much an issue. I should have added this earlier. So Justin Ellis was signed to the practice squad, and we released Verone McKinley from the practice squad to make way for him. So shout out to Verone McKinley. I can imagine at some point it will end up back in Miami. I think he's someone that they really like, but when you've got the pieces that Dolphins have in the secondary, unfortunately, it might not work out. But shout out to Verone McKinley. We work with you. Hooked Up Joe says Wilkins is owed. We may just tag him and then he'll be 29 going into his next contract. Christian Wilkins ain't that old, is he?
Doesn't seem like it, does it?
He was obviously drafted in Flores' first year. Christian Wilkins, he's 27. Wow. Turns 28. Yeah, turns 28 20th December.
Yeah,
That's
so
mad.
what Hooked Up Joe is saying if we bring him back, we could tag him in, but he'll be 29 by the time it's time to pay him. And to be real with you, you might be able to tag him twice. You know what I'm saying? Like tag him and then tag him again and then let him walk. But that depends on what happens this season. Good thing we don't have to figure that out now, because if you don't win, maybe you could tag him, you know what I'm saying? And then see what happens. The third tag is the biggest bucks. The second tag is, and Hooked Up Joe said the second tag is big bucks. The second tag is really not that big. It's bigger than the first, but it's not the huge bucks. The third one is we gotta let this dude go. Like, sorry, we can't pay him. Like Kirk Cousins did. But yeah, man. I mean, Kadeem, bro, look how your team is being mentioned right now, bro. Like, these are good problems to have. This is first world problems, bro. These are first world problems.
100%. Like, and again, it's a lot needs to happen. We aren't. I guess this leads into the number one team and stuff like that. Nothing is finalized yet. There's still plenty of football left to play before we even think about going to Vegas and Super Bowl and stuff like that. But I guess for like the third week in a row, things are falling into place for the Dolphins. They they finished the game against Washington, essentially not being in control of their own destiny to clinch the 1 seed, and then finish week 13. Say if the Dolphins win out, basically, then they win the 1 seed. So they clinch the 1 seed. So the Chiefs are 8-4. The Jaguars are 8-4. I think there's like 2 or 3 teams at 9-3.
So I got it right. I got it right here in front of me if you want it.
Yeah.
So we got the Dolphins at 9-3, Baltimore at 9-3, KC at 8-4, Jacksonville at 8-4, wild cards 7-5 Pittsburgh, 7-5 Cleveland, 7-5 Colts, and then you have in the hunt with 7-5 Houston, 6-6 Denver, 6-6 Buffalo, 5-7 Chargers, 6-6 Bengals. And I'm gonna be honest with you, Kadeem. I don't see how or what. Or you know what? I'm gonna let you finish your point before I take off. But go ahead, finish your point, and I'll get back to what I was about to say.
Well, yeah. So Mr. Fanatic will answer your question probably in bonus time. Probably the great Finns as well. It's a question for Charlie. But yeah, I didn't really have a point. It was more just kind of like laying out where the Dolphins are. They're 9-3 with, if I'm being brutally honest, 2 favorable games, and 3 tough but 100% winnable fixtures. Like, there's no one left on the Dolphins schedule. We're going, I don't see how we win that. The Dolphins have 4 of the last 5 games at home. I think the only game is on the road to Baltimore. And again, there could be a situation where if the Dolphins play their cards right and go into that penultimate game of the season, they could be like 1 or 2 games ahead of the Ravens. And the Ravens are like, you know what? Obviously, they're still going to try and win, but it's like the 1 seed is basically done. Hooked Up Joe points out there is a 2-win difference between first seed and 8th seed in the AFC, and that's kind of like, if anything, that is my point, and so it's what you mentioned as well. The Dolphins at 9-3 aren't secure, but the schedule basically means that heading into the final 3 games, they would have definitely clinched the playoff spot, in my opinion. 99.9% sure they would have clinched the AFC East, and it's just about, can you finish the job and clinch the 1 seed as well. But what do you make of the whole AFC seeding process at the moment?
Shout out to Hooked Up Joe. Only 2-game difference between the 1 seed and the 8 seed, and only 7 teams get in. Go figure, right? My thing is, Kadeem, and this is exactly where we could pick up at what I was going to say. Unfortunately, Tank Dell is out of Houston. That's going to be a huge hit for Houston. They're still hanging around, bro. Houston picked 2nd in the NFL draft this season. You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone was making fun of Houston, including myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, these boys are going to stink up the joint. Although I love CJ Stroud from the jump. So there's a chance Houston can shake something because their schedule is favorable. Then you have the Colts playing with Gardner Minshew. JT Money is not playing. He's injured. How far can that really take him? You got the Browns at 75 in the 6th seed right now. Backup quarter Joe Flacco is starting in Cleveland. Joe Flacco, like, this is not, I didn't make this up. Joe Flacco is the starting quarterback in Cleveland right now. Remember Cuddy came off the couch and played for the Dolphins, Jay Cutler? Like, Joe Flacco came out the basement. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I heard y'all boys, you was playing football this weekend. Sign me up. So, yeah, that's Joe Flacco, right? Starting for Cleveland. They're the 6th seed right now. Kenny Pickett, I don't know if he got benched or if he's hurt or he got hurt. All right.
Cool.
Mitch Trubisky is the quarterback in Pittsburgh right now. This is what we're talking about. And that's the 5th seed. So now when you talk about the top 4 seeds, you got Jacksonville, who Trevor Lawrence just suffered an ankle injury. Look worse than that. Thank goodness that it wasn't. Like, shout out to Trevor Lawrence. Get well. Man, that was a terrible looking injury. Glad it was just an ankle, and it's hopefully he's back in a couple weeks, but not after they take a couple L's, hopefully. All right, but anyway, so Jacksonville's going through it. And then you have KC at 8-4, who Charlie Touche in this offseason said they're going to come back down to earth, and look at them in the 3rd seed right now at 8-4. And then you have what we all been waiting on, Baltimore and the Dolphins at 9-3. We're up on Baltimore right now, but we get to decide this in the ring, in the octagon. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, no reason for the college football playoff to vote anybody into the 1 seed. You got to play for it. So you got the Dolphins versus the Ravens. But before we get there, I think the Chiefs lose to Buffalo. I've been saying this for a couple weeks. Like, Buffalo's going to help us out. Give the Chiefs an L. We're going to go up 2 games on the Chiefs. And the only team we got to worry about is Baltimore. I really believe this is going to happen. Buffalo's playing for their playoff lives. And for my dollar, they sneak in somehow because there's no way Cleveland with Joe Flacco, Colts with Gardner Minshew, and Pittsburgh with Mitch Trubisky holds off a 1-game lead over Buffalo. I just don't see it happening. However, Buffalo has a tough schedule. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they take a couple more L's. 2 more L's for Buffalo, and it's a wrap for them boys. So if KC does beat Buffalo, Buffalo still has to play us. We're playing for a 1 seed. We beat Buffalo. We could end these boys' season. You're out of here. You know what I'm saying? There's no satisfaction better than sending Buffalo home. There's no satisfaction better than that, sweeter than that, to have them boys watch the playoffs from the crib in the snow, right? So back to what I was saying. I'm sorry, went off. Baltimore also has a tough schedule. Can you pull up Baltimore's schedule, please? My back at it.
Yeah,
so
I just had to the Bills schedule up. Ravens.
Oh no, all right. Yeah. Let's go to Baltimore first, and then we'll go to the Bills. My bad. So if you pull up Baltimore's schedule, Baltimore has they got the Niners and us back.
They got the Rams. So they got the Rams this weekend.
Yep.
Monday Night Football against the Jags, which hopefully Trevor Lawrence is there for, but who knows?
Okay, it looks a little different now. Go ahead.
They got the 49ers on Boxing Day.
Mm-hmm.
Then they have us on New Year's Eve.
Mm-hmm.
And then they finish the season against the Steelers.
All right. So there are potential losses. It doesn't look the same now, But they got San Fran, they got the Dolphins back to back. So my thing is, we got 3 tough games, which is Dallas, Baltimore, Buffalo. If we beat Baltimore, the hard work, the heavy lifting is done. I genuinely believe we beat Dallas here in Miami. We beat Dallas. Now you're playing for the 1 seed against Baltimore. You beat Baltimore. No telling what happened against Baltimore and San Fran. But either way, it's not going to matter to us. If you just handle business, you know how to all the cliches. You're control of your own destiny. If you just handle business, you get the one. It's up to you. You got to do all right, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I really think it can be done. I think we could beat Dallas. I think we will beat Dallas. And if we pull off beating Baltimore, but then lose to Buffalo and Buffalo gets in, I'll be like, all right, whatever. But we still got the 1 seed, right? You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of flip-flopping that can still happen, but it's in our favor, Kadeem. And I think it happens. I believe we get the 1 seed, bro.
It's people are pointing out that if the Dolphins get the 1 seed / home field advantage here and make it to the Super Bowl, that means the Dolphins have 2 more road games left in Baltimore and in Vegas for Super Bowl. The Dolphins could have 2 more road games.
That's it.
And that is insane. A few comments. So we've got where are we? Hooked Up Joe says, and also shout out to everyone in the comments, for contributing, for allowing us to keep on going, bouncing off each other and stuff like that. Appreciate you so much. If you haven't already, drop a like button. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, follow us on all the socials. So Hooked Up Joe says, playing for seeding is also a nice first world problem to have as well, and it really is. He says we are losing the starting quarterback every other game this year. Luckily, Trevor will be okay after a couple of games. He then adds, the Ravens-Dolphins game is looking to be the game of the century again. Mr. Fanatic disagrees with Charlie, says Buffalo ain't beating the Chiefs. Hooked Up Joe then asked Mr. Fanatic, do they come off the bye, lagging or fresh with 2 weeks to prep? Who will show up? Hooked Up Joe says the Ravens do have a pretty tough schedule, including us. Then adds, nice that we can take care of it ourselves and not have to worry about other teams doing it. Mr. Fanatic says Buffalo been trying to beat the Chiefs for a while now, can't do it. To which Hooked Up Joe replies, one reason they may be up for the game like they were against us. Hopefully one of them will win. So to everyone in the chat and to you as well, Charlie, who is it better for the Dolphins if Buffalo wins or the Chiefs? And I asked that question because Buffalo's schedule is Chiefs, Cowboys, Chargers, Patriots, and then us. It's very realistic that if the Bills lose their next 2 games, they're not going to make the playoffs. And if the Bills don't make the playoffs, that would be hilarious, because I think that's when you really start seeing players go, you know what, I'm not staying around for this. Like, not staying around for this, but our window's closed. I'm going to try and, get one last payday elsewhere and see what happens. And also, before you answer that question, the Chiefs have Bills, Patriots, Raiders, Bengals, Chargers. What a cake schedule. So
I'm trying to tell you, I was going to answer it because of that schedule right there. And you said what's better for the Dolphins. If I could say this, it's better if the Chiefs win, because Buffalo will probably lose to either Dallas or Miami afterwards, and then they'll be in disarray, and then people's going to want out. And then for the future of Miami, it'll be better for the Dolphins. But for the immediate future and for now, the present, it'll be better if Buffalo wins. And I disagree with the comments. I think Buffalo wins. They had a bye. Their season is going down the drain. This is the last hurrah. They will find a way to win this game against KC and save whatever's left in their season and do us a favor by beating KC. This is why I want Buffalo to beat KC. KC has New England, Raiders, Cincinnati, Chargers. That's 4 wins. And if they beat Buffalo, that's 5 wins. So that means KC wins out with 5 wins. If KC and the Dolphins end the season with the same record, they have the tiebreaker over us. So that means they put pressure on us to win out from now. So if KC wins out, we have to win out. I don't know if we win out. I don't know if we beat Dallas, Baltimore, or Buffalo. But if KC wins out, we have to win out. So at least if Buffalo beats KC and then KC wins out, we have a game and a half. What? Yeah, a game and a half on KC. And then that allows us to lose 1 game and still be up on KC. So you can lose to Dallas, beat Baltimore, and beat Buffalo and still be the 1 seed. Losing to Dallas, but you beat Baltimore, and KC lost to Buffalo. That was a math problem. Y'all said I wasn't good at math. But
not good at math. It's fine.
But you still get the 1 seed because Buffalo beat KC. KC goes down 2 games. You beat Baltimore. Doesn't matter what KC does anymore. They could win out, but you still up a half game on them. I said game and a half. Maybe it is. Maybe I'm not so good at math.
So the Great Finn fans says, Kadeem, I'm with you. It says, yeah, Kadeem, I'm with you. Charlie, Buffalo will beat the Chiefs. They have to. Then he says, no way, it's true, Charlie, no way the Chiefs wins out. That's a difficult task. I don't care who they play. Kansas, I can see, like, the hardest game on their schedule is the Bills. Patriots should be a cakewalk, even though I respect the Patriots defense probably a lot more than others do, but they just can't score touchdowns. And the Chiefs defense, while it's not legit, they have a very good defense. So I think the Chiefs defense will have no problem with whoever's at quarterback against the Patriots, and the offense will at the very least have enough to score 7 points, which I don't think the Patriots defense will be. So the Patriots offense will be able to do. Chiefs Raiders. Listen, the Raiders are somewhat frisky, but the season's done. Like it's a division game, but let's be honest. If you're the Raiders, you're playing because your coach is a interim head coach and you want to do well for him. But listen, I don't think they have enough. Same way, while the game was close against us, it wasn't because the Raiders were a good team, because we were sloppy. Chiefs Bengals. Listen, Jake Browning might have beat the Jags. I don't think he beats Kansas, like, especially if everyone stays healthy. And then, final game of the season against the Chargers. Listen, that could be a Chargers team with no head coach. like legitimately. So obviously, like it's a difficult task. Any given Sunday, all that kind of stuff. But I think it's more likely that the Kansas City Chiefs win the next 5 games than the Dolphins win the next 5 games. That's just my opinion.
Bingo, bango. That's it. That's my point right there, Kadeem. I think it's more likely KC wins the next 5 as opposed to Miami win the next 5. Shout out to the Great Fins fan. We appreciate the comment. We just disagree. Right? Yeah. So, yeah, man, like, you got Buffalo. All right, well, forget Buffalo. But New England, backup quarterback, even if McCorkle Jones is playing, still a backup quarterback. He's just the starting quarterback for New England. McCorkle Jones, I don't even remember the dude's name in Vegas. That's quarterback. Aiden O'Connell, right? O'Connell, and then Cincinnati backup quarterback. And to be honest with you, Jake Brown. To be honest with you, the Chargers, the last game of the season for KC, not only will they not have a coach, Kadeem, they might not even be starting important people. Keenan Allen, Austin Eckler, Herbert, all might be sitting because they don't want to get hurt for next season. You know what I'm saying? It's a pointless game to be playing in, and they might be sitting there, their starters. So I think it's very likely KC wins out. Forget wins out. They win those 4 games. So we just need a little, I don't want to say we need help, but I would just like Buffalo to beat KC. And it just for the poetic justice, just the poetic part of it. Like, yo, you did us a favor and we're still going to keep you out of the playoffs. Hopefully. That's a dream scenario. Buffalo wins and then we beat Buffalo to send them home. Yeah. But that's here nor there.
Moya TV said, I want the Wild Wings to win, so we have a buffer on KC. We'll handle Buffalo week 18. Then adds, I don't know if there's a Buffalo Wild Wings in London, in case I didn't get that. I don't think there is a Buffalo Wild Wings, but I know what Buffalo Wild Wings is. Shout out to Jason Keck. He has a hands emoji like waving and then says fins
What up, Keck?
Welcome, Jason. And then Mr. Fanatic says, don't sleep on the Bengals. And the Bengals are an interesting case because I don't think anyone's sleeping on the Bengals. I just think, again, it was like a perfect storm. Trevor Lawrence getting injured, Bengals are feeling it. It's like, you know what? Yeah, Monday Night Football, we got this. And also, it's also trying to keep the season alive. But if we look at the Bengals schedule, because that's always good, let's try and get everyone's schedule if I can spell. Bengals schedule. The Bengals have the Colts. This is just. The Bengals have the Colts, Vikings, Steelers, Chiefs, and Browns. The Bengals don't play a good quarterback until they play the Chiefs on New Year's Eve. Bengals Colts is going to be a somewhat ugly game. Bengals Vikings, you probably take the Vikings in that game, but I can very easily see the Bengals winning that game. Steelers Bengals is going to be an ugly game. I think if the Steelers have a losing record at that point, but they're in it by like 1 or 2 games, the Steelers will win that game because they do not have a losing record under Mike Tomlin. And then Bengals Chiefs, I take the Chiefs, and Bengals Browns. Again, it's like I don't think legitimately, I don't think the Bengals play a team starting quarterback until they play the Chiefs. That is insane. That shows how many injuries there are at quarterback.
But that kind of helps with Buffalo keeping Buffalo out the playoffs. Because with these Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Colts, Bengals, Broncos, Houston, bruh, like that's kind of the reason why I don't want Buffalo to beat KC.
Same.
Because if Buffalo loses to KC, there's a real good chance they don't make the playoffs. If Buffalo beats KC, they probably do make the playoffs. It's weird, but I don't care, bro.
I think Buffalo needs to split the next game, the next 2 games.
Hopefully, yeah. Obviously, just beat KC and lose out. Yeah, please, right? Because they got Dallas, so you would hope Dallas beats Buffalo. But listen, man, I just want the 1 seed. Get that week off. Get healthy. Play a home game in Hard Rock Stadium, a playoff game, the 1 seed. Probably let's just draw this up real quick. Let's just say Buffalo makes it in and they're the 7th seed. And everything else is as is, right? So you'll have Baltimore play Buffalo first round. I love it. Beat each other up. You know what I'm saying? And we're home watching the gladiators go at it. You have KC play Cleveland, and you have Pittsburgh play Jacksonville. Jacksonville. So Pittsburgh plays Jacksonville. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? So regardless of who wins, you're gonna have the Dolphins more than likely play if we'll just dress it up this way. Probably Cleveland or the Bengals at a home playoff game, bro. Dog, take the spread. You know how we do easy money bet of the week? Like that's the easy money pick of the week if the Dolphins play Cleveland or Jacksonville home in the playoffs. We're taking the spread. That's the easy money pick of the week. Whoever we play. Unless, worst case scenario, Buffalo beats Baltimore in the first round. Now you got to play Buffalo at home. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the only thing that I don't like about it.
There's also a very, I guess, realistic chance that imagine the Dolphins clinch so the Dolphins don't get the 1 seed, but they get at the 2 seed. But then Buffalo gets the 7 seed. So the Dolphins will play Buffalo back to back at home. It's just like
right. So that was my thing. So you just double down on what I said, which is Miami gets the 1 seed. You said 2nd seed, but if Miami gets the 1 seed, Buffalo makes the playoffs. They still got to beat Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? So if they do beat Baltimore, then it'll be Miami versus Buffalo in the second round of the playoffs. And if we get the 2 seed and Buffalo makes the playoffs, then it'll still be Miami. Bro, I don't care about Buffalo. I'm not Michigan watching Alabama make the playoffs and they're sad because they made the playoffs. They got to play them. Yo, I don't care about y'all. We go, bro. If I was on that team, Michigan team, when they found that they had to play Alabama, it would look a whole lot different than that, bro. Y'all boys over here looking like y'all already lost the game. You already lost. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, bro.
It's insane. Jason Keck says, looks like I caught the end of it all. Sorry, guys, I'm at work and people just won't leave me the F alone. I work in retail. Listen, Jason and every single person who is watching or has watched a Go Time Dolphins episode, just clicking on the video and leaving a thumbs up, or just clicking on the video in general, does the world to us. It shows YouTube that, these guys are worth watching. They can push it more, all that kind of stuff. The more you do, if you like the video, if you comment, if you share it, then obviously the reach gets bigger. But don't ever apologize for working, catching the end of it. We appreciate you just being here in general. Mr. Fanatic says Miami v Jacksonville playoff game would be dope. He doesn't want to play the Bills in the playoffs. Shout out to Kyle. He says, what's good, Fins fam? First seed in control of our own destiny. Elite offense and defense. Can I get a Fins up? Fins up. And then Moya TV said, yep, Fins up. Listen, regardless of all these other results, all these other fixtures, the main thing is that the Dolphins heading into week 14 control their destiny. The Dolphins need to win regardless. But like I was saying, the Dolphins have two favorable games over the next 2 weeks. The way other teams are losing, the Dolphins could legitimately open up like a 2-game or game-and-a half gap by the time they play Dallas. And at that point, it's just, I know, the one seed talk is amazing, all that kind of stuff. For me, just get into playoffs at first. Once you're officially and mathematically in the playoffs, then you can dream, and that's more just not seeing your team get there, or not seeing your team get there in this kind of position, if that makes sense. But at the same time, Bradley Chubb said it best. This team was playing more than just a 1 seed. This is the team that is, they're looking already part of 1 seed, all that kind of stuff, but in a good way, if that makes sense. So, yeah, Jason Keck says you are worth watching, and we do appreciate you guys. We appreciate you as well. Charlie, I have nothing else before we head into bonus time and we answer a few questions from earlier on. You got anything else?
I do second what you just said. We appreciate you too, Jason Keck. We appreciate Moya TV, Kyle, Mr. Fanatic. Everybody, I shouldn't start in the names because I got to mention everybody. But we appreciate everybody in the comments, everybody who rock with us, all of our patrons as well. We appreciate everyone who just, this podcast started off in WhatsApp. And it just started off as voice notes going back and forth, ended up recording it, ended up, let's get some cameras. Hey, let's go on YouTube. And now we get to chop it up with y'all. So, yeah, man, like any is plenty, better late than never. We about to get into bonus time. Got some good stuff for bonus time. Y'all know what time it is. Stay positive, test negative. For Kadeem Simmons, I'm Charlie Touche. Thank you for tuning in this time. Make sure you catch us next time on Go Time. Already.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's show time. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Don't waste no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time.
Yeah, you saw me trying, but it worked out. I just threw it up too late, bro.
I saw it.
I threw it up too late. It worked out.
We have a recent, Moya TV said, you saw you trying. So, we'll start off with this one, Charlie, very quickly. This was talking about, was it back-to-back tags for Christian Wilkins, and you saying that it wasn't the big bucks, and he asked you, so 20 mil is not big.
Right. So if you could pull up just, if you could just look it up real quick, Kadeem, look up top highest paid D tackles. All right. So if you look them up, you're gonna see Jeffrey Simmons there. You're gonna see Aaron Donald there. You're gonna see Quinnen Williams there. All of them make 22 and up. The reason why Christian Wilkins won't get the reason why we don't want to pay Christian Wilkins 22 and up is because he's not a pass rushing D tackle. Yes, he's good at he's good all the way around. He's great. You know what I'm saying? We love him. But we don't want to pay that for someone who's not a top tier pass rusher. That's pass rushing money. So when you tag someone and you could get them for 20 million, it's a win because you don't have to pay them 22 million, 22 million twice, and then 23 million and whatever. You don't have to keep paying it. You got to give them guaranteed money. It's a one-off. So is 20 million a lot of money? Yeah, 20 million is a lot of money, but he might get 20 million for 5 years as opposed to 20 million for just one on a tag. So I'm cool with that. Cool like that. I fly like that. Dun, 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 dun. That's a great song. Diggable Planet. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. Return of Slick. I can't remember it. But yeah, man. So that's shout out to Kyle. Such a good track. Hey, I know. Hey, all right with you, Kyle. Already.
According to Spotrac, top defensive tackles 2023. Aaron Donald's on 31 mil. Quinnen Williams at the Jets is on 24 mil. Jeffrey Simmons is 23.5. Darren Payne is 22.5. Dexter Lawrence is 21.8. DeForest Buckner is 21. Javon Hargrave is 21. Chris Jones is 19.5. So 20 mil would have Christian Wilkins as the eighth highest paid defensive tackle in the league. And that's assuming that no one else gets paid, and all that kind of stuff.
It's all perspective. But yeah, man, look, listen, this is the NFL. You got to pay people. But the hope is you could accumulate rings and championships without paying people long term to where you could just win as many as possible back to back consecutive.
Yeah. And then the other question, which I said we'll get to in bonus time. Mr. Fanatic asked, are you guys concerned about Waddle continuing to drop passes? Charlie, I'll let you go first on that one.
Yes, I'm concerned, bro. Like, bro, catch the ball, man. Like, one day Waddle's gonna be on the podcast, and I don't want no crazy clips coming back on us. But dog know he gotta catch the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Like, some of these drops are egregious. Like, drops turning into picks, bounce off the chest, end up being an interception, game changer. You know what I'm saying? So that one was a fantasy football nightmare. Someone didn't make the playoffs because of that drop. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to put that on Waddle, but you know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Yeah, I'm concerned about these drops. If you remember, we played Minnesota, and this wasn't a drop, but it was a fumble. It's carelessness with the ball. You know what I'm saying? So Waddle caught a pass in Minnesota. He was on like a drag route, and he started running, had all kind of daylight. And then someone caught him, and then he fumbled the ball. And it's like, yo, not right now, bro. So I am concerned when it comes to Waddle and drops and ball security. I am 100% concerned about it. I'm not gonna lie to you. But he makes up for it in other areas. It's not an excuse, but still, bro, I'm concerned to answer your question. You could do?
Yeah, I'm concerned. And I'm the guy that said they can't catch. Like, it's insane. I'm the one that said it. And he was like, yo. And, it's unfortunate. It's one of those things where it seems like it's a concentration issue. Like, clearly the guy can catch. It's why he went, in the first round, all that kind of stuff. But, yeah, concentration. But it's easy to clean up. He will clean it up. He's going to get paid. You're going to get paid by the Dolphins. We all know that. So yeah, let's clean it up. Let's clean it up before we get to the Super Bowl, and it'll be all good.
I got something for you, Kadeem.
Yep.
What you make of Micah Parsons saying, "I could play quarterback and throw it out there to Cheetah. We'll win games," or I could play quarterback for San Fran and throw it at the 1 yard line to Debo Sanders and let him do the Debo Samuel and let him do the rest. What you make of Michael Parsons saying that?
The guy, the great trash talker. Like, I don't. It's to me, it's he's just trying to get into people's heads, people's skin. Like those stuff goes virals on a podcast. I'm sure it's one of those things where if and when the Dolphins beat the Cowboys, everyone can be like, "See, you can't do it," blah blah, and he'll be like, "Yo, like obviously I know I can't do it. I get paid to watch the passer. I can't play the position like these guys do." So yeah, as Moya TV says, he's trolling, and I have no issue with it. I don't find it offensive. I don't see it as like bullet board material. It's just like, yo, he's saying what he has to say to generate clicks and try and play some mind games before games. I'm like, yo, do what you gotta do. Like these guys don't care.
Something to note. He said, throw it out there to Cheetah for Tua, not throw it to the line of scrimmage and let Cheetah do the rest. You know what I'm saying? At least he's on to something. At least he knows we have a quarterback who could bomb it up. Unlike some Dolphin fans still thinking Tua can't throw the long ball for whatever reason. It's wild how people act.
It's because he phoned into the wind. So sorry, he phoned with the wind. He phoned with the wind. So
it's wind assisted.
Yeah. A few more things before we sign off. Moya TV says Kafim needs the update. Kafim and Kadeem need the update. It's all good over here. Kyle said, who produced the Go Time theme? Was it you, Charlie? Fire track. Every time it comes on, I'll start dancing. Yeah, Charlie Touche, Go Time. Saturday on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, all the good stuff. So yeah, it's a Charlie Touche original. Moya TV says, yeah, it's dope. Jason Keck says, yeah, it's Charlie. Carl says, such a good track. Jason Keck says, I said,
yo, can I get a word in there before y'all just run off with the record? Like, I appreciate my manager Kadeem just giving me all the flowers, and I appreciate everybody in the comments. But yeah, I did make the record. Go Time. One day it's gonna be in Hard Rock Stadium, bro. One day.
That's what I was gonna get to.
One day, go ahead, Kadeem.
Because Jason Keck said, I said the Dolphins should play that as they come out to home games, and then yeah. Moya TV said, Jason, that'd be epic. Somebody called that lady Anne. Jason Keck adds, should be a Dolphins motivational song. So yeah, it's all good. So,
yeah. But when I made the track, I knew the podcast was on the horizon, and I knew it was going to be like, the record for the podcast. But I kind of want to make a Go Time Dolphins remix where it's the same record, but we throw some players in it. Maybe we get Tua on the guitar in there doing something. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm just saying. But yeah, we're gonna get a Go Time Dolphins remix to Go Time. Yeah, I appreciate all the love, y'all boys. I appreciate it. Music means a lot to me. I haven't done a lot of music lately, but I got to get back to it.
Yeah. Carl, speaking about Jalen Waddle, says the thing about Waddle is that we know he's better than that. He has the skill, so when he dropped the ball in key moments, it hurts more than a mediocre player doing the same thing. And yeah, it's unfortunate, but at the moment it's not costing us games. And yeah, just fix it before it starts. The last thing we do is have a key, a massive drop at the end of a game, which costs us a, playoff win and stuff like that. And yeah, Moya TV, everyone spelled my name wrong. I did put like it is what it is, but I appreciate that. Jason Keck says, tell him, aka Micah Parsons, to put his money where his mouth is, prove it, take over for Dak for a game. And then Carl says, get T-Stud on the mic on the Go Time Dolphins remix.
That's a good idea.
100%. But I have nothing more to add, Charlie. Anything from you? Yeah, keep trying. There we go. We will get you on the next one. The next one being the Titans Monday Night Football preview. That'll be on Friday night. Make sure you got notifications turned on YouTube to catch us live. And then, yeah, you should see it in your Spotify and Apple podcast feed once we get it up. But obviously, I'm Kadeem Simmons. Charlie Touche is my host, not my co-host. And we shall see you on the next one. Peace.